Hello, my name is Amanda and welcome to today's video. I thought this week, before we get into the craziness of the new Quilt-Along series that I'm starting next week, I would do something a little bit relaxed, a little bit more low-key, and something that you've actually requested for me to talk about in a video, and that is some of the behind the scenes stuff, showing you how and what it takes to make the videos that I make and produce and upload for you guys. A lot of you are very interested in the type of equipment and the setup that I use, and also the software that I use to edit my videos, so I'm going to explain everything in this video. I have a set of questions that I'm going to answer and go through, and hopefully you learn a little bit more about what it takes to make this channel run, I guess. And just before I go on, it is really hot today, so I'm sort of sweltering, and I do apologize if you hear any weird sort of noises in the background. I have the window open because it's way too hot to have it closed. The pool is running, so it sounds like a waterfall. It's currently peak hour on the road that I live on, so there's lots of trucks and cars, so I do apologize if you do hear any odd noises in the background. So the first question is, what camera do you use? I use a Canon EOS 600D. It is a DSLR camera, and I use an 18 to 55mm lens. This is the lens that came with the camera, and it seems to do just a perfect job for what I want, so I haven't changed it. I also use a Rode video mic on the top of my camera just to make the sound a little bit better. That's actually a recent purchase for me. I've only sort of had this microphone, I think, for the last couple of months, so if you've noticed a difference, yay. If you haven't, then that's okay. And the other important piece of equipment that I use is a tripod. My tripod is called an Inca lightweight tripod, and it's ones where the legs extend out and there's an extra bit that extends up, and it clicks and does other stuff. And the last piece of equipment that I cannot make a video without is this little remote control. This has a little button that you press to be able to focus and also set record on the camera, and it really is such a vital piece of equipment to use when I'm filming videos and to make everything look really good and perfect and in shot and in focus. It's getting hot. Question number 2 is, who films for you? I don't have anyone who films for me. I do everything by myself. Question 3 is, how long does it take to set up before hitting record? For me, depending on what video I'm making, when I'm sitting down and doing just a chat with the camera, it usually takes about 10 to 15 minutes to set up, excluding time to sort of do my face. But yeah, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to just set up the camera, to focus everything and sort of get my seat in the right place, and just to make sure everything's looking really quite cool. When I'm filming bits for my tutorial, it usually takes a good couple of hours to get everything cut, to get all the measurements done. Sometimes I do a test block before I actually film the real thing, which is why in some tutorials you can see 2 of the same block. It's usually because I've made the block before I filmed it. So on average it can take anywhere between 10 minutes to half an hour to maybe even an hour. Next question is, what editing system do you use? I do get this question quite a lot. I simply just use iMovie on my Mac. I do find at the moment that iMovie pretty much caters for everything that I sort of need or want my videos to be. I'm not gonna lie, I would like to have Final Cut Pro on my Mac, but it is just way too expensive to download at the moment. I have been looking into alternatives. I am looking at Adobe Elements, but yeah, just at the moment iMovie just does the job, and I'm quite happy with the level that I'm sort of able to get my videos at by just using that, and it's free if you have an iMac or Mac, whatever one. Next, do you use artificial or natural lighting? I use natural lighting. I try my very best to try and sit in front of a window, which is possibly why you can sort of see this green sort of reflective light off my glasses. It's because I have my window there, so to have that natural light coming in and shining on me, it just looks a little bit nicer. And usually when I do film, I try and either do it early in the morning or sort of mid to late afternoon when the sun is sort of shining into my window, so I have some good light. What's the top item on your filming wish list, such as equipment or products? I've kind of already mentioned them. I think on the top of my list would be to get a better editing system, but that's not really a priority at the moment. I would like to have some artificial lighting for those days when the place is a little bit dark and gloomy, but again, it's not a priority. I can do without it. Next, what is your favorite day of the week to film? Again, depending on what type of video I'm filming. Usually when I'm doing a tutorial, I'm usually trying to film either on a Tuesday or a Wednesday, which then gives me all of Thursday to edit and get it to a point where I'm happy with, and then usually I'm finishing off the final sort of edit of the tutorial on a Friday. Oh, I'm going all red because I'm hot. Do you plan your videos? If so, how? What is the process that you take? So the answer to that question is a big fat yes. I think I would be absolutely lost if I didn't plan my videos. And to help me do that, I have this notebook. I put absolutely everything that needs to be written down in this notebook concerning my videos that I make. So all of the details that I put for tutorials, like all of the measurements and final block sizes, and like my little scripts that I write out when I'm sort of explaining steps, everything is in here. So absolutely everything that I need to know about any video I place in here and I write about it. So usually the process starts out with an idea, and then with an idea it sort of starts to form a little bit more. Usually with blocks, I've either seen something that has inspired me and I've sort of adapted it to my own style. So the way that I do that is I write out all of the measurements and all the fabric that needs to be done, and then I make it, and then I add more notes, and then I film it and edit it and write down everything that I need to say about it, and also everything that needs to go in the description box as well. I need to write down every sort of little thought that I have about that, otherwise I'll forget and not include it. Also in this notebook I put all of my video ideas and also my schedule for videos and just everything that concerns my channel and all of the ideas that I want to do in the future. And yeah, I would absolutely be lost without my little notebook here. How long does it take you to film the average video? Again, depending on what type of video that I'm making. If it's a tutorial, it's a good week, from planning stages right down to the single last minute where it's processing and uploading onto YouTube. If it's a normal sit down video like this, I can definitely get it out in a day, but even then there's always days of planning the right things to say, and if there's things that I need to show you, then it's planning that. So yeah, it can take anywhere from a week to a day to even a couple of hours. I've done a video where it's only been a couple of hours from idea to film to edit to upload, which never really happens. It's only really happens if I'm sort of desperate, but yeah, that's usually the way it works. What is your favorite type of video to film? I think this one depends on what mood I'm in that week. I do really love making tutorials because I love the feedback that I get from it and seeing all of the lovely things that you guys make from me putting it out there. I think one of my favorite ones to film are favorite videos, because I gather things throughout the whole month and then I just sit down and just, I don't know, just explode with all of my excitement about things that I've just loved throughout the month. And usually with my favorite videos, they are a break from my tutorials, because tutorial videos take a very long time to make, and can sometimes be a little bit exhausting. So just sort of have a break of where all you have to do is just sit down and talk in front of a camera is really quite nice. So yeah. How do you create your thumbnails? So to make the thumbnails that go along with my videos, I use like a Photoshop editing system online called PicMonkey, and I just find that yeah, there's lots of great things on there to make thumbnails look interesting and fun and exciting. Who would you like most to collab with? As you might have known, I've actually never done a collab video. I don't know, I just don't really know anyone who does YouTube or is willing to sit in front of a camera and then be on the internet. Of course, I would love to be able to collaborate with some of the bigger patchwork quilting channels like Missouri Quilt Company and Fat Quarter Shop. I think to have that opportunity would just be just so much fun and seriously exciting and just really great. And the last question before I go and cool down, which is why I'm so red because it is so hot in here. What is your secret to a successful channel? Well, to be perfectly honest, I wouldn't say my channel is successful, but in saying that, my channel is growing in a way that I never thought would ever happen, and I'm so grateful and happy for all of you who watch my videos. You guys are just awesome. But I think to have a successful channel is to just simply be yourself, and to create content that you're passionate about and that you have a genuine interest in. People will totally see through if you're putting on an act or you're doing something that you just don't care about. I think it's really important just to be genuine and to be yourself, and also to welcome people to your channel. You know, I wouldn't be getting the rewards out of making this if you weren't watching, so I think it's always really important to reply back because you've taken the time out to write to me, so I'm going to take the time out to write to you and say thank you. So to sum it all up, I think it's just to be passionate about the content that you make, to be yourself, to be genuine, and to also be really thankful for the people who watch you and just all of the lovely things that they say, and to also just give back the love that people share to you, which is always really nice. So there is just a little glimpse of how things are run on this side of the camera. So I'll put all of the information about my camera and my microphone and my setup down in the description box below. If you have any other behind the scenes type questions you'd like to ask me, then definitely comment below and I will definitely try my very best to answer them as honestly as I can. So I'm gonna go before my head explodes from this heat. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you another time very, very soon. Bye! In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to make this very awesome friendship circle block. Now this block is pieced together using the foundation paper piecing method, so there is a level of assumed knowledge going into this block, but if you've